Good evening and welcome to Conversations from Backstage. This is going to be Theater Superstitions Part 2. Now, if you watched the last one, you know things didn't go quite as well as they could have. But I think that I figured out everything. There was a rational explanation for all the things that went wrong. So I think we're going to be okay with this one. Now, to start things off, I'm going to use one just to be safe that has a good thing, and actually I can't even really recreate it because it is the superstition that a bad dress rehearsal, a bad final dress, equals a good opening night. Nobody really knows where this comes from. Some people say it's just to like boost the morale of a cast that has a bad show or something like that. I have my own personal theory, and that usually if a final dress goes bad, unless a bunch of stuff has gone wrong all the way from the beginning all the way to the final dress, it's usually up to the fact that we've gotten too comfortable. We're not staying on top of things the way we should, and we don't have that excitement anymore because we've rehearsed it for so long. So if you have a bad one, all of a sudden you start thinking about the things that go wrong, and you become more aware, and you pay greater attention to detail at that point. So I think that's why that one is a superstition myself. All right, so now that we've done one that really can't have any bad consequences, I'm going to make one quick check around the stage before we start, just to make sure that nothing bad happens this time. I don't want to go through what I did last time. Okay, so just 1 second. All right, everything's good there. Oh, somebody left me flowers. That's nice. What's this note say? Did you know that it's considered bad luck to get flowers before the show? You should always wait until after the show. Good luck with tonight's episode, Chad. Okay, I think possibly we might have dodged that one, just in case I'm going to get rid of these. So, the next one involves jewelry and real money on stage. You weren't supposed to do this because it was supposed to be, bad luck to do that. And nobody really knows why, but they think that they may have started it because they didn't want people to thieve off of the prop table. Now, I didn't have any jewelry, real jewelry. We have bunches of prop jewelry, but I've got real money on stage. Okay, looks like possibly we're okay on that one as well. Okay, so the money thing still is okay, apparently. And now, the next one is about wearing blue on stage. See, I put a little blue on since everything's going pretty well so far. Now, the reason that you weren't supposed to wear blue on stage comes down to a pretty logical reason, in that blue dye was extremely expensive, and so blue clothing was very expensive, and so they didn't want to spend money on that. Now, sometimes they would use this to their advantage if a show was, or a company was failing and they wanted people to project that they weren't failing. They would use blue clothing to make it seem like they were doing better and people would come see their stuff. So that's kind of an interesting one. I think possibly we've worked out all the kinks and nothing's going to happen this time. So, cool. I'm going to set up and show you our next one real quick. All right, so one of our last superstition is about what is called the ghost light. 1 second, I'll go grab it. This is a ghost light. It is a light on a stand that you can put out in the center of the stage and leave on all night because it doesn't draw too much power. And the superstition behind it was, is if you left it out, it would keep all ghosts of the theater from bothering you and having gremlins because they could see. The practical use behind it was that you left it on. It was a light that was on when you first came into the theater, so you didn't trip over stuff. There are a lot of trip hazards around a theater because there's a lot of stuff and things that you can't see when it's completely dark because there aren't any windows. So that's why you would leave that on. The last one, and I'm pretty happy about getting to this last one without anything happening, is mirrors on stage. Now,
The problem with mirrors on stage, well, the superstition was probably the fact that you break one, you have bad luck. That was been a thing for a long time. But the practical reason for not having them on stage is that they reflect light and they could mess with the lighting. You see how it's getting flashed right there? You flash the audience in the eye, or an actor could get flashed in the eye with it and get blinded and trip and fall.
Well, I think I'm gonna start taking these superstitions a little more seriously. I think I'm probably gonna stop doing them for real. That was about all of them anyway. I probably don't have any more to do. Plus, I broke my mirror, so I got about 7 years bad luck anyway.